So first of all, there's not many times as an AD that you have the opportunity to stand in front of a group like this and celebrate a day like yesterday, where we not only celebrated a conference championship, but the chance to play in a bowl game like the Cotton Bowl, and also celebrate a coach like Mike Norvell. It's clear that Mike took us to new heights. The thing that I really appreciated about him, though, from everything that I saw in my short time here, is he did it the right way. I will tell you that I felt like he and I really connected well. He was a coach that I felt very comfortable with, communicated really well with, and appreciated the time we spent together. Frankly, I'm disappointed we won't spend more time, much like many of you Memphians, I'm sure, around that have spent time with him over the years. But I'm impressed not only by how his team played, but the type of young men that are around the program, the culture of the program, the people involved from top to bottom. So I will say that he's also been really great throughout this whole process, even through the last week or so as we've been dealing with the situation that kind of landed today. He's been extremely professional, very classy. I feel like we communicated well throughout the process. And I want to take a moment just to appreciate some of the memories that he helped create for us. First of all, obviously, an American Conference Championship. He brought ESPN's College Game Day to Memphis, an American attendance record of over 58,000 versus SMU on ABC national television, 38-15 overall record, 24-8 in the conference, 3 division titles, 3 AAC championship games, and 4 bowl games in 4 years. It's a pretty remarkable resume. Most importantly, I think he helped realize the potential that this program has always held. That many of you around that I've talked to have felt like for some time the ability and the structure around the program, the advantages that exist here, he brought to the surface. So while he's not here, I would like to take a minute. While we don't have a lot of fans in the room, I want to take a minute to congratulate and applaud Coach Mike Norvell and thank him for what he did for the Tigers. I also, with that, am excited to introduce our interim head coach. I had a chance to meet with Ryan last night, and then I met with our team earlier this afternoon, and I can tell you that just based on the response, it was clear that I made the right call. Ryan Silverfield is not only a remarkable coach. I've had a chance to spend time with him on trips and others and other times around throughout these first few months here on the job, and I'm extremely confident that he'll keep the team focused. He'll help us finish the right way, and I will also say that one of the unique things about this staff is that there's a few members on this staff that could very much be qualified to lead our program through the bowl game. But in the end, I felt like Ryan was the right man, not only because he's qualified, but because of his history here, his loyalty, and the relationships he has with the players. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Again, we'll introduce Ryan at the end so he can say a few words and answer questions. But thanks and congrats, Ryan. Appreciate it. Okay, so moving on to the Cotton Bowl. I am extremely pleased and honored and excited to be participating in the 2019 Cotton Bowl. I can tell you I've had an opportunity to experience that bowl game, and it is absolutely remarkable. There is really nothing better in the college football bowl game universe than the Cotton Bowl. The way they treat you, the hospitality, the overall experience is certainly one of a kind. I know their president, Rick Baker, well. Coincidentally, their chairman right now is a good friend of mine, Carl Ice, who just called me here a little bit ago. Carl is a Kansas State grad. He's the president of Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad. And I can tell you that they are going to do everything they can to entertain us, take care of us, and make sure it's a top-notch experience. But more than anything else, much like I reminded folks around the ESPN College Game Day experience, this opportunity presents a showcase opportunity for the Memphis brand on a national stage. And it's really a great example of why presidents and universities invest in college athletics, because it provides opportunities just like this. We will, again, as I mentioned before, provide a chance for questions to be answered associated with the Cotton Bowl, along with Jeff here in a bit. So moving on to the search process, I will tell you, following this press conference, We'll begin a national search process immediately. I've had the chance to be involved in these kind of search processes before, and I feel very prepared and ready to manage it for the Memphis Tigers. Excuse me. I appreciate the alignment and support that the president and the university leadership have provided. They've been clear that they want me to manage the process, but I will be in constant communication with President Rudd and our university leadership. And because of the leadership of the university, the fan support, community support, this is truly one of the most attractive jobs in the market. I'd say that regardless of conference affiliation. I think the foundation for success and the culture is in place here, and I'm confident that we'll find the right leader for Memphis football. The opportunity that exists here has never been better for the Memphis Tiger football program to realize the chances and success that we can have here for the Tigers. It's an honor to be entrusted with this decision. I recognize and embrace the responsibility, and I understand what it means to our team, our community, and our university. We'll take questions here momentarily. But please understand that following this press conference, in order to ensure the integrity of the search, there will be no further comments from myself or anybody associated with the program. This will get my sole focus moving forward, and I'll be in constant communication with President Rudd and our university leadership. Now I'll open it up for questions.
Laird, when did you first catch wind that the possibility was there that you would lose Mike, and did Florida State contact you to speak with him?
Florida State did not contact me initially. I will tell you that that Coach Norvell and I, as I mentioned earlier, have had really good communication throughout the process. He's been very open and professional about it. I feel like we were extremely proactive and aggressive in our efforts with him, but in the end, this was just a great opportunity for Mike.
Is Ryan on your list of candidates, and what is your time frame?
Absolutely. I think anytime you have candidates internally, especially when you have the type of success that we've had going right now with this program, that we need to entertain those. It is truly an open search, and we'll entertain candidates of all levels from all locations. We're going to find the best coach for Memphis football. From a timeline standpoint, I understand the need for urgency, and we're going to move forward quickly, but we're going to do it in a way that allows us to make the best decision. So I won't put a time frame on it.
Laird, I know Mike talked about the possibility of him coming back to coach the game. Are you guys prepared to move on without him, or how is that going to work?
Yeah, I recognize that that's a unique situation. First of all, I will tell you that I know Mike loves and cares for this program. He would love to coach the Tigers in that bowl game. It's a pretty special opportunity, and I'm sure we would love for him to do that. But I also recognize that it's a challenge for him to do that, and he's got to get down there and kind of see what he has in front of him. So we're going to move forward with our plan as we have it, and then if he's in a position to help us down the road, we'll entertain it at that time.
Laird, when did this search for you begin? I mean, obviously, Mike had been rumored for a while. Did this start yesterday? Did it start earlier in the week? When did you start knowing you had to find a new head coach?
Well, first of all, I'd say you learn by being in this profession over the years. Anytime you approach this time of year, you need to be prepared, right? That's just our reality. So as you end or get closer to the end of the season, you start doing your research, you start preparing your process, and you need to be ready. So I would say that started here a little while back, but it'll officially start from a actual search process here right after this press conference. No.
Just to clarify, are you saying that you're basically planning that Ryan will coach the Cotton Bowl, barring some Mike still hasn't been there? I'm a little unclear.
Yeah.
Under what circumstances might Mike coach the Cotton Bowl?
Mike and I need to have that conversation a little bit down the road. So yeah, we're moving forward with Ryan. Yes, absolutely. Ryan's our coach, and now if Mike is in a position to help us later, we can entertain that then. I know that's unique, but because of what he's meant and done for this program and because of the magnitude of this game, I think he and us would both love to have him around and have the part of this. But we also understand the reality that he has a new job and he has to go understand what that looks like.
That we have this great moment that you can't have head coaches finish. I mean, can you, as a deep thinker, imagine how one fixes this thing?
Well, I will tell you that yeah, it is frustrating and it's challenging on a lot of fronts. I think the the most unfortunate part about that is it makes it difficult for all of us, including the players, to really appreciate the moment. I was proud of Brady White last night when he talked about that, about making sure you're in the present and you know where you're at and you're enjoying that moment, because it was pretty special. But it becomes pretty short-lived when you're moving on to a situation like this. So it is challenging, and I would say that just the condensed time frame that's associated with the search is also something that I would like to see us address and approach as an overall organization. But how we address that, I'm not sure. That's a pretty big beast.
Laird via coaching searches, they've used committees here, they've used a committee here, they've hired search firms. Will you do either or both?
I will not be hiring a search firm to manage our process. I will tell you also, though, I'm not going to be alone in it. So I have some, I'd say, close advisors, both internally within the university and externally within my network nationally, that I'll be engaging. But I will be leading the search process.
This is your hire tonight, or is it how would you describe it?
I do feel like it's my hire to make, but I will tell you, the president has truly been great. He said he has designated me as managing the process, but I will of course want to be aligned with him, and I'm confident we will be with him and other university leadership in the decision in the end.
Laird, did you come into this job with already that so-called list of candidates in case this moment happens, with the addition of some other names like Silverfield? How did that work coming into this job?
You know, I hear the question a lot about, do ADs have a list that they keep in their double secret file folder in the corner? I will tell you, I think it's more of an awareness of the overall market and what's out there, because that list, frankly, is constantly changing, right? It changes from year to year. This time of year, it changes from day to day. So you have to be aware and understanding of what's out there, and a lot of that, what I've found is, being in this profession for a long time, frankly, being a former football player and being around some of that network is very helpful, because it allows you to stay in tune with what's out there, who's out there, and have connections that help lead you to folks.
Pertaining to the bowl, will Ryan have Kevin Johns? Will he have Adam Fuller? What kind of staff is going with Mike? Who's staying?
That is yet to be determined in full. I would say that the process has to play out a little more, but as of now, our intention is to have the full staff and everybody here with us, and I know that that's their mindset as well.
Laird, what are the traits, characteristics you're looking for?
You know, I hear that a lot as well. So one of the questions I've gotten already is, am I an offensive coordinator? Do I have a defensive coordinator mindset, head coach mindset? In the end, I want to find the best fit and the best leader for this program. And I don't think you can limit yourself on certain types of specific candidates. I think the talent level, the experience, and the overall fit is the key.
Laird, when you have the momentum that this program has, I know you said you're not putting a time frame on it, but with the start of signing day, early signing period, just a week or so away, you're on such a roll. How important is it to get the right guy, but to get it done quickly?
It is important. Urgency is important this time of year, and part of it comes back to the question earlier about the time frame and how we've condensed this process and these important decisions. So it creates a challenge, and the urgency is important, but in the end, it can't be sacrificed for making the right decision.
But for Ryan and this opportunity for him, are you kind of caught because you want to see what a guy who's already been with the program has done well here, what he can do with the big hat on?
You know, we've had the opportunity to be around Ryan quite a bit, and I have a lot of confidence in him, and we'll go through that process, and we'll be happy to include him in that process. But we have to go through it and manage it as we do over the coming days in the best way we can.
You've got a lot of calls. What's your phone number?
Yeah, quite a few calls, a lot of texts, as have my counterparts. That's part of it. A lot from the search firms, I will tell you that. But more importantly, there is an incredible amount of interest in this job. I meant what I said earlier when I said that this is truly a great job, and it's being recognized across the country. And that is truly regardless of conference affiliation. I think a lot of folks realize that there's some competitive advantages to this job that are different, whether it's recruiting territory, community support, university leadership. There's a lot of positives about the Memphis Tiger football program right now.
It's been such a short players as to maybe their choice of who their head coach,
Mm-hmm.
who they want?
I haven't had a chance to sit down with them individually or have direct conversations. I did speak with them earlier, and I asked them to provide me some feedback, write me some notes. I'm hoping to have some additional conversations as we move forward through the process. That is an important piece of feedback, and I'll find a way to secure that.
Did you mount any serious attempt to keep Mike people are like that? Did we do it? Or is it this one is a situation where of course it's state for state? Like there's no point in putting together something that
I would say that I believe we were very proactive and aggressive, and I think Mike would reflect that if you speak to him. We had really good conversations and communications throughout, but he was not in a position to make a final decision. And in the end, as you said, this is just a special opportunity for him. I think we need to be happy for him, be proud of him, and recognize that what he did here was special. But he felt like this was the next step for him, and we need to appreciate that.
how is it to be these parties aren't normally end one way or another. They're either someone getting fired or someone leaving bitterly. And here you are leading applause for him. It's kind of a nice, sad,
It-
kind of a nice.
It is nice. It is nice, and it is unique. That's right. And I hope that Tiger fans will embrace that same mentality. I believe they will, based on all the feedback and thoughts I've had at this point. But it is unique. It's pretty special. And I think it creates a really positive environment for not only a search, but also for Ryan and the team to continue to lead us through this process.
With the coming of signing day, as he mentioned, is so close, what's the game plan on trying to keep the people that had already been committed? How do you keep that process going?
Ryan and I have already had conversations about that as well. I think he and the staff will manage that very well. That's where it really comes down to, is them having those conversations. I've offered to communicate with some of those recruits as well and assure them and their parents that we'll manage this well. But that's another reason why urgency is important, right? That we continue to move this forward as quickly as we can, understanding we got to make the right call in the end.
Larry, your background has been in so many different places, but with this being your first, real true hire as an athletic director, excitement level slash, just to get, I know you want to get this right, but how prepared do you feel to make a decision that's obviously this year should be yours?
I truly do feel very prepared. That is one of the things that I've noticed just going through it to this point is the ability to lean back on those other experiences and the other times that I've gone through it when I've been in Jeff's shoes and right there beside my athletic director, helping him through the process. You learn that in the end, this is a process. You have to be very prepared. You have to know what the process looks like. You have to be researched and understand the market that's out there, and then know what you're looking for, know what the fit is at your place, and have the network that you can attack real quick in the process as well. But I feel good about where we're at and our ability to manage it.
Is Barry Odom a candidate?
I'm not going to comment on any individual candidates. To be clear, that wouldn't be fair to any of them or to the process.
Everybody good?
All right. Now, with that, any questions with the Cotton Bowl? Everybody good there? So Jeff can just hang out in the back of the room quietly. All right. Now that we've covered that, I do want to take a time to just recognize Ryan and appreciate him. One of the things that makes him special and why he was the right fit for this job is that he's been here really since the beginning with Coach Norvell. And I really respect and appreciate him as a coach and a person. Again, that reaction that he got from the team earlier was pretty special. And with that, I'd like to bring up Ryan and ask him to say a few words.
Guys, thanks. Obviously, let me start by saying how humbled and honored I am, just like I told the team earlier today. These are exciting times. I'm grateful for Laird, Jeff, University President Rudd, and the leaders at B. This is an honor for me to be able to lead our team to the Cotton Bowl. This is something that I want to continue to do. The sport of the players. Look forward to having a lot of success on the field and continuing to do the right things on and off the field moving forward.
Laird mentioned the reaction you got. What was that like for you when you told the players?
Yeah, when you walk into a room of about 115 18 to 22-year-olds, and to see them excited that you have the chance to lead them, it warms your heart because I look at them like my sons. And I think that special relationship, me holding them accountable, obviously our entire staff holding them accountable has been wonderful. And the fact that they've bought into the way we do things, the culture we've built, and I think they appreciate that, and they hope that it continues.
Coach, what was it like this past week in prepping for the championship game, knowing that Mike was probably on his way out? What was that like?
Sure. I think, the nice thing about here is we've taken it a one-day approach with everything we do. The focus has always been about improving ourselves. You guys have heard the mantra 1% and to climb and to get better every single day. And I think our players truly understood that. My focus has always been about making sure that our players are locked in. Obviously, we had a great opponent in Cincinnati, and as anybody that watched that game knew, it went down to the last second. And so our focus has always been on the task at hand, and it will always do that from here till the end of time.
All the other assistants have left. Why have you stayed despite, why have you hung in with Mike this long?
Yeah, I think anybody that knows me knows how much I love Memphis, knows how much I care about these players. It's about the relationships. It's never been about a bigger job. It's never been about a bigger conference, more money. To me, it's about loving where you're at and being happy. I've been fortunate. I've chased a lot of jobs in my day, but when you find a place that you truly call home, that's the exciting part about it. And as you guys know, if you love Memphis, it will love you back. And it's been a unique experience here, and so honored to call this place home. And like I told you guys, and every year it gets asked, well, why'd you turn down this job, or why'd you do that? And for me, I feel like I got the best job in the country, and that will always stay that way.
Would you like to take off the Durham tax?
Absolutely. I'm making no bones about it. Obviously, I've got great respect for our leadership here, and let them go search the country. Let them go search the country. I think when it's all said and done, we'll sit back and hopefully whenever I get a chance to sit down with them, whoever they met with, so be it. It's always going to be about what we can accomplish here and continue in our process to have success here, and hopefully they see that as well.
Did Mike have any wisdom for you as he left and knowing you'd be the interim guy?
Yeah, Mike and I have had a great relationship. I think I was the last coach around the locker room to give him a hug when all his media obligations were done. And obviously him and I have been pretty transparent with each other throughout our last 4 years together, 5 years together. And, Mike just told me he's pulling for me. And that's the nice thing is, whatever the future may hold for me, Mike has my back. Coach Norvell's been a wonderful advocate for me. And so I wish him nothing but the best. But he's a gentleman that will always have my back, and I'm appreciative of it.
Ryan, what's this like for you? I mean, obviously you've coached in the NFL, you've been offensive line coach. What is this for you, just as far as your own aspirations being in this position right now as the head coach or interim coach right now, leading the program?
Sure, absolutely. And this is absolutely wonderful. I haven't got much sleep, much like a lot of other people in this room, but I'm excited. I'm ready to hit the ground running. After the conference call with the Cotton Bowl, on a plane and go and see a recruit tonight with an in-home visit. So to me, this is what it's all about. This will come naturally because this is what I've been preparing for since the day I got here. Very excited about the opportunity, respectful of the process that has to occur. But the main goal for us is to continue to climb and get better with what we're doing with our players every single day. I want them to finish up strong academically with exams this week. That's very important to me. And then go out there and put on a show in the Cotton Bowl.
Ryan, what do you feel separates you from the rest of the country where you have the confidence to say go search the country?
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got to know what you've done here. Certainly, look, this was Mike Norvell's show, and I'm grateful for him, and I make no doubt about it that he was a wonderful leader. But that leadership can continue without skipping a beat and continue to climb to heights. I think this is a championship caliber program, and we need to have that in our sights every single year. I know the culture we've built, that we've created here, and to me that's important, right? You look at what the team GPA has been over the last 4 years, the amount of hours of community service that these young men have done, the things that they've done on and off the field. It's been remarkable, the number of All-Americans, the players we put in the NFL. There's a national sense of pride in the University of Memphis football program, and I like to say that I've had a little bit of part in that over the last 4 years in our success. I certainly don't take any of the credit. It all goes to the players. But I know that without a doubt we can move forward without skipping a beat and continue the success that we've had.
Ryan, do you have any clue as to who's staying to recruit and for prep for this bowl game, and who's going to call the plays in the game and that sort of
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you have to, like with anything in this college football profession, you got to be ready for anything. So I've got my mind wrapped around some of the possibilities that could occur. Obviously, on a day-to-day basis, anything of the unimaginable could occur. But yeah, I've got an idea of the assistants. A lot of them have approached me about different things. But at the end of the day, we'll approach this every single day, giving and pouring into our players the best of our ability, and whoever's left on the day we go kick off in Dallas will be fine.
Ryan, what's been the reaction from recruits? Because I'm sure since last night, or maybe even before then, this time of year, what's their reaction on losing Mike, but then also you in the moment now of being the interim head man?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really important. With our recruits, look, obviously Coach Norvell was involved with all of them, but I've been in contact with every single one of them. Obviously can't discuss them by name, but those that are committed to our program. And I'd say the good percentage are telling me they're 100% committed to our program moving forward. And that's what I like to hear. I plan on visiting with each one of them. If I can't get in their home, but at least getting on the phone with them, FaceTiming them. We'll send our assistants into their home this week. Continue that success. Obviously, we've put together a nice class and we want to keep it. But, then again, it turns back to our focus on our current players. I mean, just to think about this, they had an 8 a.m. team meeting after last night, and they all showed up. And then they were asked to come back at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And you're dealing with kids that just came off a championship. I know the question was asked earlier, how did they respond? But to think that they showed up for an 8 a.m. meeting after winning a conference championship, all sitting there straight in their chairs, ready to roll. And then again at 1 o'clock on their day after getting a lift. And they all had smiles on their face. And so to me, it's about the concern about making sure that we're continuing to pour into these players right now. Yes, I'm worried about the recruiting class and all that, but this current group of young men that we have, the current Memphis Tiger program, is the one that I want to make sure my focus is on as well.
When
What's the
Mike told you
reaction?
that he was leaving, was it sort of understood? Like, was he like, I kind of want you to take this? Did he try to maybe convince you to go with him since you have been such a big part?
Mike understood, and we've had great conversations throughout the years. Obviously, Coach Norvell's been sought after almost every year since we've been here, and I've been fortunate that people have called for whatever reason about other jobs, but we've always talked about things, and I think over the last few years I've been able to learn under his leadership as well. I've learned a great deal from him. I think we've been able to bounce a lot of stuff off each other, and so at the end of the day, when I knew this time was coming, I knew this was the next step that I wanted to take in my profession. But a lot of people talk about this job, all that, and there's no doubt about it. I just said it's the best job in the country, and this is the job I've wanted. This is not one of those where I take the job and I'm looking at other jobs. It's not a stepping stone for me. This is one of those 20 years from now we'll be having this press conference and I'll be heading off into retirement, and some of you younger folks in the room will still be around and will say, it's been a fun ride, I'm off to the boat. So, but with all that being said, Mike and I will continue our dialogue as we progress through.
Ryan, what was the reaction of the players when they found out that Penn State would be their opponent? And how huge is this to play a program like that in the Cotton Bowl?
Yeah, sure. So we weren't around the players when that has occurred, but there's been quite a few text messages that have popped up on the phone. They're excited. As you guys know, we've got a hungry team. Yes, we just won the conference championship, but that's not the final deal. Since I've been here, we haven't won a bowl game, and that sticks in a lot of our claws, and that's something we need to go out and accomplish. And I just know that mindset is, hey, it doesn't matter who the opponent is, but we'll be excited. I think so. It's most of the guys that are on our roster truly believe in what we're doing. We know that we're going to run things and keep the practice schedule very similar to what we've done it. These young men like the structure. There's no need to majorly change that. And a lot of our guys have aspirations after the University of Memphis to play another level, but I fully expect our entire roster to be there.
Ryan, going into the Cotton Bowl game, do you think that Coach Norvell's absence will be felt if he's not there?
Well, look, Coach Norvell is a wonderful leader, a wonderful play caller. He's done a great job in all aspects of our program. He truly has. Can't make any doubt about that. But I'd like to think that me filling in those shoes at this time, that there won't miss a beat. That the players will understand it's just another day with a new face up there that's talking to them, a new face that's calling the plays. And I think they'll be excited for that, maybe a renewed sense of energy. And our main objective is to go out there and get that win.
Will you feel any pressure to fill those shoes?
No pressure at all. I mean, look, they're big shoes to fill, but I'm excited about that opportunity, and I'm excited about the challenges ahead. There's always challenges whenever you take over a role, but quite excited for what the future holds for this place.
Will you try an onside kick on the opening kickoff?
Well, if James Franklin's listening to this, he better prepare for the triple option, so let's go get it.
Coach, maybe lost in all this is, this is the biggest bowl the program will play in. What do you want to tell the fans about, how excited they should be and how pumped up this team will be to play in this major game?
Great question. I mean, that's exactly right. Getting lost up in all this is, like I keep saying, this is for the university. This is for the city of Memphis. This is for our community. This is for all the former players, all the Tigers that have put so much work and effort into this program. And to be able to put it on a showcase like the Cotton Bowl on a national stage, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better way to end the season. And so let's ignore all the other things that are occurring and let's focus on what a wonderful opportunity for all of us. I mean, I'm so excited for our players. I know they'll be fired up to get to Dallas and everything that comes along with the Cotton Bowl. What a wonderful bowl it is, showcase us. But to be able to represent the city of Memphis, the 901, the university, I mean, our kids will be so excited. And really, I'm written here. I'm about to go call practice up this afternoon. Let's get going. So we'll be ready and quite excited for sure.
You expect some pretty good fan support down there in Dallas, too?
Let's take the whole city. So we'll talk to the mayor and let's get it going. And they'll be great. I mean, our fans are wonderful. I mean, you look at what they've done in the Liberty Bowl this year. It's absolutely wonderful, the support they've shown. We've got the best fans, and they bleed blue, and we look forward to down there in that Dallas and AT&T Stadium, see a lot of blue up there, Memphis blue, the appropriate blue, and to be loud and proud.
When's the first practice?
So we're going to give the young men off this week for exams. I believe I want them to finish strong academically. When I met with them this afternoon, I said we're not going to have any academic casualties. Because sometimes things can wander off. We're going to be on them. In fact, I got some of our assistants staying back to make sure that the young men are handling their roles as student athletes first, and with that student being the most important part. And so for them, they're going to focus on their exams this week. We're going to reconvene next Sunday. We'll have a practice next Sunday. And then obviously we'll get with Tammy what's open up to the media. But you guys will know that as much as we can open up to you guys have been wonderful, that a lot of those similar policies will continue moving forward.
I got to ask you, it's a unique situation, as Larry mentioned, that with Mike, and that there might be a possibility down the road if he's available, which I don't know how it's possible, how hard you guys work as coaches. How do you deal with that not knowing?
Sure. Yeah, I prepare every day. You always hear that saying, prepare for the job for the next one you want. So I've always been preparing for this job and this opportunity. It won't make a difference. I've got great respect for Coach Norvell. And if he happens to show up there in Dallas, so be it. I appreciate his support. But this train's moving forward. Look, great respect for him. And, I always will take his advice. Like I said, he does a wonderful job with things. But I've got to look with blinders on and focus on the task at hand and move forward and try to get this win.
How long have you prepared for this moment? Imagine how you would handle yourself in the first press conference, the first meeting as a head coach and things you wanted to do?
Yeah, I've been coaching since I was 18 years old. So when I was 23 years old, I was a head high school coach. And after our first win and then my first loss, I had a for sale sign in my yard at age 23. So I dealt with the realities of coaching. But I've always think I've prepared myself. And a lot of it's being under different leadership. I've been under Andy Reid disciples, Tony Dungy disciples, being under Coach Norvell here. So I've always tried to prepare myself for the right mentality if given the opportunity. And obviously this opportunity I view as the best one in the country. And so I've been ready for this. I've got the plan moving forward and ready to attack it head on.
Will you be calling plays?
I think there's going to be heavily involved, as you guys know, that given as you often joke, the number of titles I've had over the years, I've got to go finish the indoor. I've got to do some steel construction here before I get on my flight. But with all that being said, I'll be heavily involved in it. We run the ball quite a bit around here, and I've been heavily involved in the run game and our protections. And so we'll see moving forward if that's the direction we head in. I feel 100% comfortable calling the plays. Our offense, I'd like to think it's just as well as anybody in the country. So, and with that success moving forward and see what happens.
Ryan, why are you the right guy to be next?
Yeah.
Not interim, next head man.
Absolutely. Great question. The reality of this is we all know that Memphis is a special place, right? And hopefully I can now claim a Memphian. We know that the university embodies a lot of wonderful things. And for me, I understand the culture of this city, the culture of this program, and the culture of this university. And they're all heading in the right direction. And we know that we can win a lot of football games here and do it the right way. We've got a lot of wonderful student athletes in our program that are bought into the way we do things. And it will be a smooth transition. And you talk about the right fit. And I know I talked about, yes, we can look around the country, but what's the best fit for where we're trying to head and what we're trying to make happen around here. And I've got a full understanding of what we need to continue to do to accomplish those high goals that we'll set for ourselves, hold ourselves to high standards, and continue to reach those championship level games.
Do you plan to have graduate assistants on the road to recruit this week?
Yeah, so I'm allowed one extra coach on the road. And as of my last meeting with the staff, what I mentioned to them was I want all hands on deck here right now, given the situation, making sure those guys are doing what they're supposed to off the field and handling themselves professionally and appropriately. And then I've got a young man that I'll probably designate to get on the road and do some local recruiting. I think anytime you can get that Memphis Tiger logo out in the public, in the high schools, I think it's a wonderful opportunity.
You mentioned this being the pinnacle and a dream job for you. What makes it that?
Well, I think you think about this, think about the leadership that we've had here since the day I've been here, and it's been absolutely wonderful, right? Not only do we have a great university with great academics and a great city, but we've also, what's going on with the football program and the athletic department, you can't ask for anything more. The administration's done a great job of buying into what we want to accomplish. The support from the administration, from the boosters to the city, to everybody involved has been dynamic. I mean, if you look out behind you and you see the indoor practice facility going, every day we got the new things occurring here. And not only that, it's just the way that you can place. Laird talked about the region, right? You've got a wonderful region to recruit. Great playmakers all around here. And you can bring in the type of young men that you want that can enrich this community and this program at heightened levels.
Ryan, how helpful is it that you have a quarterback who knows this offense as well as anybody and will be here not just for this game but for next year as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Brady White is phenomenal, and I don't mind saying that. He's our quarterback, and he'll be at Memphis for one more year, and we're excited. Anybody knows Brady, and sometimes he's had some up and down moments, but he's a fantastic quarterback. Very smart. He's a leader. The players love him. The coaching staff loves him. He's like having another coach on the field, and it's very, very important. He and I think a lot alike. We talk through protections. We talk through the run game. On the sideline, it's generally just me and him down there talking. Obviously, you can get on the headset or talk to Coach Norvell in the past or Coach Johns. But, to be on the same wavelength with him and to be able to discuss all those things, what he saw in protections, what he saw in the route concepts, and to have that process continue is going to be huge for the future success of Memphis football.
So one or two more questions. There are.
Who got you the Cotton Bowl? Is this something you had, or?
It's just one of those things like, no.
You would like to just make sure you have the right one?
Exactly. No, our athletic department, and again, look, with all the things I said before, I'm grateful and honored for this opportunity. I truly am. It's whatever comes of this, I'll do good by the university. I'll do good by the football program, and I'm grateful for everybody's support. So thank you, guys. Really do appreciate it.
What would a win over Penn State mean for this program and everything that's been accomplished to this point?
Yeah, I think you can't put it into words, right? I know that our kids, our young men will go out there and give it their all. They'll represent the name on the front of their uniform just like they represent the name on the back of the uniform. When they get to go do that on national TV one more time to represent their city, and to represent the university, and a win would mean everything. But at the end of the day, we're so proud of all they've accomplished. I mean, we can't look back and say, wow, I mean, think about this, a 12-win season already. I mean, one of the greatest football teams in Memphis football history. And so hopefully we can go get that next W, but, we're going to work hard every day to head that right direction.
Are you persuaded that Brady is going to be here next year, by the way? You sort of said it, he can be here next year. Are you persuaded Brady is going to be here next year?
I think that hopefully Brady and I have a good enough relationship that if things occur the way they are, that Brady White will be our quarterback next year.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.